Alright, last video of 2011. We're going to do practice test 7, problems 6 and 7. They're both proofs. I think the ones on the test are actually easier than the ones on the practice test. So let's look at number 6. Given DE is a midsection of triangle ABC, angle C is greater than angle B, and we're going to prove that AB is greater than 2 DE. Tricky. If DE is a midsection, we know that this is equal to this, and we know that this is equal to this. And that's all we know to get started. They give you some helps along the way, so we will use the help that they give us. So I'm going to type all this in. I'm not typing much neater than my writing. So we have our statements and our reasons. And the first one is they give us that segment DE is a mid-segment. And that's about it. So we can go over here, and that is our given. That's the first thing we're going to use. If it's a mid-segment, then what do we know? Because we're going to take our first given and write down everything that we know. We know if it is the mid-segment, then we know that DE is equal to 1/2 of AC. That's all we know. We could have known some other things, but that's what we're going to use. And a midsection is half as long as side. Alright, let's throw in, they actually give you the number 3. They tell us that 2 DE is greater than AC. Can you tell what they did there from step 2 to 3? All they did was they multiplied both sides by 2, so that would be multiplication. And 4, they give us a little piece of number 4. They tell us that angle C is greater than angle B, and that's easy enough because that is up on top. That is our given. So far, nothing's been that hard. 5. They don't give us any parts of this one, so we have to figure this one out ourselves. So we know that they're telling us, what can we get from this fact right here, that angle C is greater than angle B? Angle C, angle B. Well, we know the sides opposite the larger angle is larger. So we know that AB is greater than AC because AB is across from the larger angle. So the reason for that is what I just said. The reason is sides opposite unequal unequal angles are unequal. And all we have to do in our last step is do a easy substitution. We could say AB is greater than, we know this is going to be the last step because that's our given, is greater, or what we're trying to prove, 2DE. And that is substitution. We can look back up here to step 3, and you can see that AB is greater than AC, and AC is less than 2DE. So we know that AB would also be greater than AC, which would also be greater than 2DE. So that's substitution, and that's all the steps that there are. I know you guys don't like the ones where you have the inequalities, but as long as you keep in mind that sides opposite the greater sides are greater, you should be okay. Okay, let's go over to the proof that you have to do by yourself. Fortunately, these are really easy, in my opinion. You have to be doing your proofs and your homework, or else you're going to be having trouble on the proofs and the test. That's just how it goes. So this one is easier than the one that they were helping me with. So we have our statement, and we have our reasons for our statement. We can do this problem in 5 easy steps. So let's put our given down. AB is equal to CD. That is given. And we're also going to put on the same step that AB is parallel to CD. Once we have the sides are equal and parallel, we know that ABCD is a parallelogram. Once we know that, there's a bunch of things we can do. So we would say on this one, a quad is a parallelogram if the two opposite sides are equal and parallel. Okay, next step is we can say that angle A is equal to angle C. Now, you have to look and see what we're trying to prove. We're trying to prove that this triangle is equal to this triangle. So we need to start getting some of their parts equal. I'm going to mark those in a minute. So angle A is equal to angle C. The reason we know that is because opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal. And then we can throw in our final given. Angle AEB is equal to angle DEF. And that is given. Now let's go up and see what we have. I have to leave the text box there. Okay, so we have A equals B, A equals B, AB equals CD. We have angle A equals angle C. So, and then we have, I think we're missing one thing. Let's see, AB, angle A equals angle C. Angle A equals C. Okay, angle AEB, that was another given. There we go. Equals angle DEF. D. I can't even read my writing to see which one is DEF. Because angles DFC. This should not be DEF. This should be DFC right here. DFC. That makes sense. There we go. I'll have to go down and change that. So now we can see that this triangle is going to be congruent to this triangle by angle, angle, size. So we can fill in the final part of this. Let me first go and erase my mistake down here. Right here, this should be DCF. Whoops. Hold on a second, I can't find it. This should be DCF. Let me just write that in. I'll try with my tools. DCF. Still not working. There we go. DCF. It's a little bit different color red there. And our final step, I'll just write this one in, step 5. We can say that triangle ABE is equal to triangle DEF, and the reason for that is angle, angle, side. So these are pretty easily. You just have to make it into a parallelogram and get 3 parts of one triangle congruent with 3 parts of another triangle, and then the triangles are congruent by whatever parts match up, which is angle, angle, side. So that's it. If you have any questions about the test before you take it, I'm just looking at the test, looking at the proof on the test. It's very, very similar, except the triangles are congruent by a different way. And the one that you have to fill in, it doesn't have inequalities in it. So that's it for the practice test. Remember to use the help board if you're still not getting things.